Priti Patel has launched her speech at the Conservative Democratic Organisation Convention, whatever that's called, in Bournemouth. The CDO. I think probably the CDD is better. The Conservative Democratic Disorganisation. That sums up the reality. And Priti Patel quite rightly points out, in a way, that the Conservative Party has paid heavily for the errors and mistakes, sometimes of us in Westminster, absolutely of us in Westminster. And she said that some parts of Westminster and our colleagues have done a better job of damaging our party than the opposition, the left-wing campaign groups, the civil service, which we all struggle with day in, day out, even, I'm afraid, some of those in the media who want to distort and make life difficult for us. Actually, the real problem is indeed the people in government, and particularly the people who are heading this conference. Priti Patel, Rees mogg, Nadine Dorries, and anybody else who happens to be hanging around. These people who find who've found favour outside the Conservative Party, in jobs in second-rate media institutions, in writing pieces in newspapers, Truss. These people who have an eye on their own security after they leave office because they know that they've fouled up, these people are damaging not only the Conservative Party but our country and our reputation abroad. And the obsessive navel-gazing that went on during the party leadership election campaigns must never be repeated in any party while a government is in office. We must find a way to handle democracy better when a government is in the process of changing their leader. What we saw over the summer, what we saw the summer before, what we saw when Boris was elected in 2019, what we saw when Mrs. May was elected, with the appalling display of Andrea Leadsom being and Mrs. May, the extraordinary savagery that went on about whether one was or was not a mother. Extraordinary confrontations. This ripping of each other apart, when actually what we need to be doing is getting on with government. This is not right. And it leaves the government weaker. Every single time it leaves the government weaker. I also think that it's entirely wrong for the membership of a party to be electing the Prime Minister when a political party is in office. That isn't democratic, that is partisan. I think when it comes to the election of a Prime Minister, we need to find a more wholesome, a more inclusive way to select the candidate and to select from the candidates. We can't in future have a Prime Minister chosen by a very small cabal who happen to be in receipt of a party membership card. It simply isn't. It isn't reasonable. So Priti Patel is, I suspect, trying to relaunch her career, and Rees Mogg is trying to make himself relevant. Both of them are competing with Eurovision. I don't think they're going to give very much. I don't think there's going to be very much of an opportunity here, but no, they'll command a few column inches. And Truss, what of her? Well, the less said, the better, I hope.